Hi, Stoner Hill. It's Miss Pizarro, your librarian. If you look behind me, you see two funny things. Here's a globe of the world, and above it, I have a butterfly. And there's a reason I have a butterfly, because something exciting is coming to school. And I'm going to read you a great book today. And this book is called Charlie the Caterpillar. And this was written by Dom DeLuise and illustrated by Christopher Santoro, and he did all the lovely pictures. So get ready for something good. This picture, all these pictures show you Charlie the caterpillar, and he's crawling around, and even right here, he's standing up. And I'm not sure caterpillars can stand up. So here's Charlie. One day, one bright and sunny day, Charlie the caterpillar was born. The world looked very, very big to Charlie because he was very, very small, because he was just born. Charlie soon found out how delicious green things tasted. He's eating a blade of grass. As he was nibbling on a blade of grass, he could hear the wind whistling and the birds singing. He smiled. He was glad to be alive, like we're all glad to be alive. Charlie decided to set out and see the world. So he looked to the left and he looked to the right, and then he went straight ahead. And look at all this grass that he has eaten, which is funny. Soon, Charlie saw two monkeys. "Hi," said Charlie. "What are you doing?" "We're playing cards," they said. "Oh," said Charlie, "that sounds like fun. Can I play too?" "No, you can't," said the monkeys. "Why not?" asked Charlie. "Because you're an ugly caterpillar. Now get out of here." Charlie, for the very first time in his young life, felt bad. He sighed and would have shrugged his shoulders if he had had any. He looked to the left and he looked to the right, and then he went straight ahead. Pretty soon he saw two rabbits hopping around. "Hi," said Charlie. "What are you doing?" "We're playing tennis," they said. And if you went to tennis camp, you can see this is a tennis racket. "Oh," said Charlie, "that looks like fun. Can I play too?" "No, you can't," said the rabbits. "Why not?" asked Charlie. "Because you're an ugly caterpillar. And we don't play with ugly caterpillars. Now get out of here." Now, for the second time in his young life, Charlie felt bad. Very bad. His feelings were hurt. "What is ugly?" wondered Charlie. He didn't feel ugly. He looked to the left and he looked to the right, and then he went straight ahead. Just then, Charlie saw two mice playing miniature golf. These mice were so small, they had to play miniature golf. Okay, this is a golf bag. This is a golf club. This is a golf club. This is the golf ball, and this is the hole where the golf club is trying to hit the ball into. "Hi," said Charlie. "What are you doing?" "We're playing golf," they answered. "Oh," said Charlie, "that really looks like fun. Can I play too?" "No, you can't," said the mice. "Why not?" asked Charlie. "Because you're an ugly caterpillar, and we really don't play with ugly caterpillars. Now get out of here." Charlie, for the third time in his now not so young life, felt very, very bad. In fact, Charlie started to feel ugly. No one wanted to play with him. So Charlie looked to the left and he looked to the right, and then he started to cry. Now, I want you to think about, why do you think Charlie is crying? I know you know. So I want you in your head or out loud, you're going to say why you know Charlie's crying. Let's see what happens next. Charlie wanted to be alone. He climbed up a tree and snuggled up to a small branch. He felt a little cold, so he went like this, and he went like that, and he went like this, and he went like that, and before he knew it, he had spun himself a warm and wonderful cocoon. And if you don't know what a cocoon is, I'm going to show you. So right here, Charlie has this little bit of what looks like kind of string. And then he's spinning it around himself, and he spins it some more, and he spins it some more, and you can barely see his head, and spins it some more, and then he spins himself all up, and he's all covered up tightly in this little cocoon. And here he is on his branch. Charlie was very sad about that ugly business. Why can't I have a friend? He wondered. Charlie was so tired from making the cocoon that he decided to take a nap. Let's see what happens next. Here is an owl in a tree, and we can tell by the leaves on this tree that have turned colors it's fall. And then we look at this tree, and there are no leaves, and we see this white stuff. So let's see what's happened. And this owl, I'm going to show you up close, has on a scarf. All of a sudden, snow began to fall and cover everything with white. Winter had come, but Charlie was nice and warm in his comfortable cocoon. And you can see him. He is right there. Charlie dreamed that he had a best friend and that they laughed and had fun together. Now, right here, I want you to think about this and make a prediction and predict. What do you think is going to happen to Charlie? And do you think Charlie's going to make a friend by the end of this book? After a while, the grass began to grow, the flowers began to bloom, and the birds began to have a party in the sky. Spring had come, and somehow Charlie knew it was time to wake up. He yawned and stretched, and we see him, he's stretching his arms out and he's yawning. Oh my goodness. Pop, pop. Charlie looked to the left and he looked to the right, and oh, he had wings. Beautiful wings. Butterfly wings. Charlie had become a beautiful butterfly. And look at his pretty wings with their yellow and blue and red stripes. And then look at this bee. This bee looks like he is shocked to see that Charlie is a butterfly because Charlie's so beautiful. Charlie fluttered his wings, and guess what? He flew up, up, and up. He laughed as he soared past the birds having a party in the sky. Charlie was flying high, and when he came upon the monkeys who were still playing cards. Oh, please come and play with us, begged the monkeys. Why? Asked Charlie. Because you're a beautiful butterfly, they answered. No, thanks, said Charlie, smiling. I got to get out of here. He zoomed up and away. The monkeys jumped back, looking miserable. Serves them right, thought Charlie. He did a couple of loop-the-loops, and then he came across the rabbits at their tennis game. Oh, please, said the rabbits, won't you come and play with us? Why? Asked Charlie. Because you're such a beautiful butterfly, they answered. Not on your life, said Charlie. Now I gotta get out of here. Then off he flew, leaving the rabbits looking very downhearted, which means sad. Serves them right, thought Charlie, and I think these two little ladybugs dancing are very funny. And here are the tennis rackets like tennis camp. He circled around for a while, and then he saw the mice playing miniature golf. Please, pretty please, pleaded the mice. Do come and play with us. Why? Asked Charlie. Because you're really such a beautiful butterfly, they answered. Sorry, not today, said Charlie. I really have better things to do. Now I gotta get out of here. Then off he soared, leaving the mice looking pitiful. Serves them right, thought Charlie. They all wanted to be his friend because he was now a beautiful butterfly. They didn't know that he was Charlie, the ugly caterpillar. Okay, now students, listen to me. So we have been talking about respecting other people in the library, and the owls and the rabbits and the mice who wouldn't play with Charlie when he was an ugly caterpillar were disrespecting Charlie. And so now that he's a beautiful butterfly and they want to play with him, Charlie says, you were not nice to me, so I don't want to be your friend. So our lesson that we have to learn is when we want a friend, we have to be a friend and be nice to that person. So the people that Charlie's met in this book so far have not been his friends, and he doesn't want to be friends with them. So remember, you have a prediction for what's going to happen in this book, what's going to happen to Charlie, and is he going to find a friend? So we're going to find out. Here he is. If they want to be my friends just because of my beautiful wings, they can't be real friends, which is what we just talked about, thought Charlie as he fluttered in the spring sunshine. Just then, Charlie heard someone crying. It was Katie the caterpillar. And if you look closely, you can see her tears, and here's a tear that dropped on her blade of grass. Why are you crying? He asked. Because no one will play with me. No one wants to be my friend, cried Katie, because I'm an ugly caterpillar. I'll play with you, said Charlie, with a wink and a smile. I'll be your friend. You will, said Katie the caterpillar. Whoopee! Then Charlie took Katie aside and told her all about becoming a butterfly. And here they are, and Charlie and Katie are sliding on a blade of grass, and here's Charlie's reflection, and they're playing, and then they're playing cards, and they're playing tennis, and they're playing golf. From that day on, Charlie and Katie played cards and tennis and even miniature golf together. They laughed and had a good time, just like in Charlie's dream. Katie was happy, and Charlie was very happy. He had finally found a friend, a real friend, a best friend. The end. So, was your prediction right? Did you predict that Charlie would find a friend? And who knew it was going to be a caterpillar? So the lesson that we have to learn is if we want a friend, we have to be a friend. And respecting people and being nice to them is the way to get that done. So I hope that y'all enjoyed that great butterfly book, everybody, and have a great day, and I will see you soon.